So I'm just here thinking about a few things. And these three things came to mind that I believe that men are doing wrong when they're overseas. And I'll briefly go over them and describe what I'm talking about and what I believe the correct solutions to each one of these problems is. First and foremost, dating overseas. Let's use the example of Colombia. Since I've been to the country so many times in the last couple of years, I've seen a lot of guys moving in certain ways that tend to be reckless and disorganized and, quite frankly, dangerous. Number one, thinking that it's going to be different for you just because you're in a second or third world country like Colombia. You can pick any one of the cities. We know each city has its own specialties, if I can say it like that. Each city is typically different in some type of way. Culture's slightly different. Music is slightly different. The pace of the town is slightly different. But let's just use a generalization for the entire country of Colombia, since I visited all of the main cities several times except for Cali. Here's the thing. When you guys go over there, you let your guard down. You have to understand that they're still women. Now, hypergamy is a real thing. And if you don't know, that basically means that a woman is always going to be looking for her superior in a man, financially, competence-wise, accomplishments, and confidence. Right? It's the same thing overseas. It's the same thing. And you go over there thinking that she's just going to love you for you because you're in your ego, not realizing that you're really just a target and a mark for her to finesse because she got mouths to feed. At an 80% single mother rate, they hungry. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And a lot of you guys who tend to be simps, I'll just say it quite frankly, and I'll be posting that on the next video of what I believe the definition of a simp is. And it may not be what you think. It's a general term, but I'll get into the core of what I think the issue is with simping. Needless to say that a lot of guys come to Colombia with the wrong mindset, I believe, at least when it's pertaining to dating. For example, like I was saying about hypergamy, a lot of guys come down to Colombia and they think automatically that the girls are just going to love them for them, right? But the girls see you as a target. And you have to understand that you're still a provider, right? You still have the burden of performance. It's still the same thing as it is in America. The girls are still based on their own survival and their needs. Even if she doesn't have kids, at the end of the day, she knows you're coming from a first world country and you have more money than, let's say, a very large percentage of them, including her family. Right? For example, one of my homeboys, he was telling me the other day about a guy he knew or knows, and I met him before. Older guy, maybe in his 50s or so. He was dating a girl who I also know, who happens to be, I won't say that she's a pro, which is, girls that exchange favors or services for resources. But she was the type of girl to be funded, if you know what I mean, and receive a certain type of salary for dating guys. You could say sugar baby, or if you don't know the term, you can look it up. Sugar baby has a sugar daddy. But he fell in love with a girl. Yes, he fell in love with this girl even after my homeboy told him that she had been with several guys that he knows. He thought essentially he was going to change her and that his money could buy her. He linked his Colombian bank account with her name. He got a property also in her name. And guess what happened? You already know how this came to a halting end, with her taking all the money out of the Colombian account That's right. That's right. Because she got greedy, because she wanted more money on her monthly salary, and he wasn't willing to give her more money, even though he was giving her 2 to 3 times what the average Colombian makes. You can also look that up, for essentially not doing anything other than managing his stuff, like his Airbnbs and things of that nature. This goes back to the first point. He thought that dating was going to be different. He could just lead with his money. No. Can't make that mistake when you come to Colombia or any other country, let's South America, to date. You have to see the dating scene in the same way. You are the provider. A woman is looking for you to provide, to protect, to give her access to a better lifestyle. All right? 9 times out of 10, she doesn't love you for you. She sees what you are before who you are. So what you do gives you value to her. Stop leading with your heart. Use your head. Vet properly and be patient, which leads me to the second point. Guys move too fast. Moving too fast, right? One of the best pieces of advice that a guy in Cartagena told me, who is now one of my good friends, know him through another mutual friend. But anyways, he was telling me that you need to slow down, because I was trying to talk to a girl, but I came to realize that, hey man, I haven't even mastered the language. I don't have a place out here. I'm starting to know my way around, but my network isn't necessarily where it needs to be for me to feel comfortable being out here long term and feeling like I can move around the city confidently. So once he gave me that piece of advice, I really sat back and I thought, man, I'm moving too slow. I only been in this city maybe 3 times for 2 weeks at a time. I'm sitting here catching feelings for this girl. I don't even know what she's not, or what she is doing when I'm not here, which is anywhere from 3 to 4 months at a time. Come on now, just because I can FaceTime her and we could use Google Translate and things of that nature in order to communicate. No, slow down. Slow down, as I always say. Learn the language, the culture, create that network. You got these groups, of course, but slow down. I know a lot of guys are deprived of femininity in the US and deprived of just having that person there, that female there to complement their lifestyle, which is, I get it, man, I get it. But when you go to these other countries, you have to slow down, take your time in order to understand where you are, so you don't make any mistakes that could cost you your life even. Right? Now, the third thing, all of this arguing and beef going on between American guys that I see in some of these cities. I knew a couple guys that got into a little, I won't say it was nothing physical or anything like that, but it can come across as childish because you have a disagreement. And a lot of times it's around a girl or something like that, which is weird, in my opinion, because it may be a pro. It may be a woman that's offering her services for resources. She's not even in a committed relationship with any of these guys, but they get jealous and they start to beef and talk about each other. And a lot of times they're grown men. I think this tends to be a big issue, especially around guys my color, part of the community, right? I think guys have to really grow up, man. You're traveling, you're relocating, you're an expat, you're a digital nomad. You got your passport, blue book gentleman, passport bro, whatever you identify with, whether you choose a group or you don't. You're just a guy traveling to experience the world. Maybe you're looking to find a wife, explore business opportunities. Beefing is the last thing that you want to do. Leave that in the US and seek your peace of mind and happiness. Life goes by too fast to hold useless and meaningless grudges against men. Focus on building, focus on making money, focus on finding the right woman to then have that legacy to pass down to the next generation. We got to stop beefing, guys. So you have to, again, the three things. You date women when you're overseas with the right mindset. Don't let your guard down or you will get finessed. Stop falling in love so fast. Vet properly, take your time, build a network, and stop beefing with other guys. If you don't get along, cool, keep it cordial and just separate yourself from them. Of course, we're not all gonna get along. We're adults, we're grown men, and I think we can conduct ourselves in a respectful and professional manner. And that's all I'm saying, guys. Like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. Just a few of my thoughts while I'm sitting here in LA planning my next trip to Colombia in a few weeks. Excited to go out there, go back, continue to live my life and seek my peace of mind and happiness. Like, share, and subscribe once again. Thank you for watching, and leave your comments below. What do you guys think about what we can improve in the travel community? What are some things that need to be addressed? Or maybe you should make a video on it and give us all some advice.